Um, what is skin? Skin is an organ. Just so you guys know, I made this skin presentation, and it just basically has pictures, so you guys can get an image of your head of what I'm talking about. And so, what is skin? Skin is an organ made of specific cells and tissues to separate you from the world. Skin is the heaviest organ, depending on your body size. It could weigh between 3.5 kilos to 10 kilos. And it also gets rid of toxins by your body sweating. What is skin made of? What is skin made of? Skin is made up of 8 layers, and your this top layer makes up 5/8 of the layer, and it's called the epidermis. And the epidermis is thin and thick on some parts of the body, such as your eyelids and your feet. And also regenerate skin cells occurs at the top of the epidermis. Your epidermis has special skin cells which connect to your immune system and makes your skin healthier. The second layer of skin is called the dermis right here, and it takes up 2/8 of the layer, and it has a lot of jobs in there. And so some of the jobs that are in there is making sweat, helping you feel stuff, making oil, and growing hair. And in your dermis there are sweat glands, which are right here. And so basically what they do is they create sweat and throw out toxins and other stuff that your body doesn't need by sweating. And it also keeps your skin at average temperature. And then there are also nerve endings in your skin, in your dermis, which help you feel stuff and send signals to your brain so you know what hurts and doesn't hurt. And the dermis is where you'll find the hair's roots right there. And so there are muscles that are attached to the hairs, and if you're scared or cold, they tighten, and then goosebumps start appearing on your skin. And there are more pockets of glands, a lot more pockets in your the glands in your dermis, and I'll talk about those later. And so there are also sweat glands, or no, oil glands in your dermis. And so the oil helps your skin be soft, smooth, and waterproof. Sometimes your body makes too much oil, and then pimples start appearing on your skin. And be careful, because if you pump a pimple, all that junk in it splatters and it gets into other pores, which are like holes in your skin, and they create more pimples. And so, your blood feeds your skin and takes away the bad stuff through blood veins at the last layer of skin. And the last layer of skin, which is 1/8, has a lot of rows in it in the body and it is an important layer for 4 reasons. The first reason is your last layer of skin has a special layer of skin cells which connect your dermis to your bones and muscles. And the second reason is that your blood vessels and nerve cells that start in the dermis are getting bigger, and they go through the blood veins through to the rest of your body. And the third reason is that subcutaneous fat, which is in your foods, is the layer that helps your body from getting only with fat and has blood vessels in it. And so the blood vessels under which provide the body with nerves and oxygen, and the last job is to store the fat. And this last layer of skin has fat pads which protect your bones from bumps and falls. And so the fat pads are like under your bones, so the bones are like put next to each other, and so they don't crank on each other. And if you didn't have fat pads, every time you would jump and fall, your bones would hit each other really hard, and then they would crank, and then it would hurt really bad. And yeah, and how your how your skin reacts to a scrape. Normally, the first thing you'll see when you have a scrape or skid is a big white mark, and normally there will be skin cells playing as the outer layer of skin, and so all those cells in the white spot have died. And another thing that happened was under your skin there are blood vessels, and when you fell, the blood vessels popped, and now they're bleeding with bodily fluids and blood. And so, after that, platelets that are cells found in large numbers for clotting bloods rush over to the wound, and they stick together like glue to patch up the wound. And so it sticks together and it stops the blood from coming out of your body. And this is called blood clotting, which works like a plug from the bodily fluids and the blood from coming out. And while this is happening, germs are trying to infect your body by getting in. But there are these cells that are eating up the germs to protect your body. And so basically what they do is protect your body, and they just keep on eating, but until they're full, and then they would normally show up as pus. And the scab is a bunch of hardened platelets that have come together and stick together and form a crust around the wound, so it keeps the germs from getting in. And also the platelets, they sense like chemical signals to each other in your blood, which attract other platelets to come up and patch the wound. And a scab is most likely to fall off in a week or two if you don't mess with it. But if you peel a scab, you're also peeling a bunch of blood cells and other blood veins that have been repaired, and it'll take longer for the wound to heal. And if you want something to heal earlier, what you could do is put pressure on it, and it stops the blood circulation in the veins, so so your blood doesn't come out of your body, and so the platelets have time to patch up the wound. Yeah. More on your glands. Sweat glands, also known as sudoriferous, are small tubes that come out of your dermis, which produce sweat. And there are two types of main sweat glands. The first type is eccrine sweat glands. And the eccrine sweat glands are all over your body and are mainly used for cooling down your body. And the other sweat gland is called opercrine sweat glands, and they're limited to most of the parts of your body, like your armpits and other spots that I wouldn't talk about. And so, but they're mostly effective on hoofed animals for cooling them down. And more glands I know, I did some research about, is cereniminous glands, which make earwax. Mammary sweat glands produce milk, and ciliary glands in the eyelids are modified apocrine sweat glands. And just keep on that. And how to know how your skin gets color. Your epidermis makes melanin, which gives your skin color. And some people create more melanin than others. And everybody has this, normally would have the same amount. But some people that create more melanin than others, it would be darker and have the, and your melanin produced is based on your parents' genes, and so if your parents were dark, they created more melanin. Then the baby would most likely be dark and create more melanin. And melanin is why you get a tan or burn, because when you go outside, the your melanin is trying to protect your skin from the sun's rays by absorbing it or deflecting it. But the melanin isn't completely strong enough to protect your body, and so if your skin turns darker, that means your skin has already been damaged, and so it's recommended to protect your cover up your body as much as you can. And yeah, and especially if you have pale skin, you notice that your skin is darker. It's already been damaged, and because darker people create more melanin, they have a less chance to get wrinkly skin or skin cancer, because it protects them more from the sun if they have more melanin. And how to know if you have sensitive skin? People overuse this phrase because they don't really have sensitive skin, and they may have been overusing skin products that have been irritating your skin. And so your skin is prone to irritation in cooler months, so it's more likely to get irritated during those months. And so how do you know if you have sensitive skin? And so you could give yourself a test. You could go in a room with medium light measure, and you could brush your fingers across your face, and if it turns red, you have sensitive skin. And
that's it.
Yeah. That's it.